Okay, let's roll into our post-qualifying for tomorrow's 8th annual Fred's 250 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race here at Talladega Super Speedway. And our second fastest qualifier is Max Gresham. He drives the number 8 Made in USA Chevrolet. And Max, talk about your qualifying effort out there today. You're going to be starting on the front row for tomorrow's race. Your thoughts about that?
It was a smooth lap for us at Sharp Gallagher Racing. We were able to trim it out really well in practice and also make it stable and fast in the draft. And that qualifying run's the best that I've ever had on a super speedway too. So it's it feels good for us to have speed in our truck. Our Made in USA Chevy is going to be stout tomorrow, and we're going to keep it up front and just race as hard as we can to keep it there.
Very good. Anybody have a question for Max? If you do, raise your hand. We'll get you a wireless microphone. Questions for Max Gresham? Qualified second. Stan, you look like you might have one. Well, I just decided for you. Go ahead, Stan. Stan, then we'll go back here to my man right here. Go ahead, Stan.
Max, you start on the outside. What do you hope to accomplish in the first couple of laps so that you're still competitive at the checkered flag?
We hope to quickly get to the yellow line. That seems to be the place to be for the truck races until the end of the race. The more you can protect the inside, because that's where the faster line is the better you're going to be, because less you're going to have to deal with. It's a little harder to race down there because you're having to ride the brakes and get out of the gas a little bit, but it's a preferred place to be, especially for these long green flag runs that we get on these super speedways.
Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead right here, and then we'll go to Roger.
Hey, Max, Chris Knight, CatchFans.com. You said earlier this week that you needed a fast truck here to win at Talladega, and this is your Talladega debut. You haven't run here in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series before. What's your thoughts and plans? Justin Lofton, your teammate for Sharp Gallagher Racing, is starting kind of in the back of the field. What's your thought? Are you planning to stay out front and work with anybody, or what's your kind of plan for tomorrow?
I want to stay up close to the front as I can. It's really hard to make it through the packs with these trucks, especially now with the smaller restrictor plate that we have. If Justin can get up to me and we can work together as a team and push on each other and gain positions that way, that I'm all for it. But I'm going to do what I can to stay at the front and stay out of trouble and just trying to keep the nose clean. I don't have a dead set plan on working with whoever, but my Chevy will work with any kind of manufacturer.
Let's go back here, Roger.
Roger Holtzclaw, Speedway Media. Max, you actually just answered the question I had for you, but about your plan. But how does your qualifying result affect your plan for the day? Like if you're up front or whether you qualify in the back, how does that alter your plans for today?
Well, it would have been a little bit different. We really wanted to qualify up front just because we know our truck likes it up front. It's hard for the guys behind us to draft up. That's what they were telling us after practice. So, if we can keep it up front and keep the guys behind week up there at Martinsville Speedway. So, he picked it up really fast. I was able to tell him my little, my 10 cents of the deal, and he was right up to speed like we all assumed he would be. He's a great shoe, and he definitely deserves a shot in trucks nationwide and further. So, I'm happy to have him along as a teammate, especially at Martinsville, and I just hope I get to work with him more in the future.
Max, congratulations on a good qualifying effort, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Joining us now is our third fastest qualifier, for tomorrow's 8th annual Fred's 250, and that's Kyle Busch. He drives the number 51 Toyota Toyota for Kyle Busch Motorsports. And Kyle, talk about being able to be in your own truck this weekend, and your thoughts about tomorrow's race here in the Camping World Truck Series.
Well, it's really, really good for us at Kyle Busch Motorsports to qualify as fast as we did. It's certainly, been a lot of hard work and a lot of hours for the guys in the shop to build our Speedway trucks. It's the only ones we do in-house, and they do a great job. It's just fun to be able to come out here and to see the hard work pay off. I'm sure it is for the guys at the shop. I'm sure they're excited about it. And wish we just had a fuzz more, that to sit on the pole, be the first Toyota on the pole in about, 4 or 5 years. And, I think we are the top qualifying Toyota in that long. But it's exciting to see the progress of the company and everything we've had so far. And the Toyota Care Tundra feels pretty awesome, feels fast in practice today. So excited about getting out there tomorrow and having a good race for the fans, but having a good race for us also for the Owners' Championship.
Questions for Kyle Busch? If you have one, raise your hand. Questions for Kyle? Kenny Bruce?
Kenny Bruce from NASCAR.com. Kyle, what do you expect tomorrow in the truck race?
It's a pretty open question, but to be honest with you, I don't know what to expect. Obviously, I think there's been times here where the race has gone a long time without seeing a caution, or if there were cautions, maybe it was a single car problem or debris on the track or something like that, where you see a caution flag, so you don't have to see green flag pit stops, but there wasn't a crash till late in the going. And other times you've seen crashes early that eliminate some good trucks, and then you see a single file line too much until the end of the race. So everybody sort of gets paranoid, but that's just a product of what you get at restrictor plate racing. A lot of guys trying to gain points here today or tomorrow will probably try to lay low, and others that are looking for opportunities for next year will probably try to go shine and put a light on themselves, and you'll have some excitement. So there's no way to tell exactly, but I predict that the 51 truck goes up there and races, since we've got nothing else to lose.
So there's no reason for you to lay back?
There is and there isn't. I mean, we want to be able to win the Owners' Championship. I think we're 20-something behind, so it's a little bit of a stretch for us. But the only way to gain the most points is to be up front, leading the most laps, and trying to win the thing.
Other questions for Kyle Busch? Reed?
Reed Spencer, NASCAR Wire Service. I've got a cup question. Eight of the chase drivers participated in second practice. You were one of 5 who didn't. Was it a case of just risk outweighing reward at this point?
No, when you come to speedway racing, essentially what you got's what you got. That's sort of the old saying nowadays. It's not like it used to be years past, where you come here and you could have a fender flare to try, or put something on the car with body panels and change it up a little bit to see if you can't cut some drag and see what it feels like in a pack. So typically now you go out, you make sure there's no rubs, which it's hard to get a rub nowadays anyway, because of the way the fenders are clearanced and everything, and then you make sure the underside's not dragging, and from there you line it up to qualify and race. So there's really not much you can really work on.
Any other questions for Kyle? Lee?
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Do you have your lineup for next year yet for KBM?
No, unfortunately we don't, and a lot of that just comes from the unknown of what's going on in the world of sponsorship. And for the truck series, it's very tough. For Kyle Busch Motorsports, it's been very tough, and obviously without the support of Toyota that we get, we probably wouldn't be here. So we appreciate them as much as they do for us, as much as they do for JGR, MWR, all the Toyota teams. But it's a little frustrating to not have a better plan organized right now. And I'd certainly like to keep it the same, if not better than what we've got. But it doesn't look like much is materializing, and it's really late in the game. Always is. And trucks especially, it's always year to year, whether it even is year to year, if you can keep yourself afloat.
Anything else for Kyle? Dustin?
Dustin Long, Motor Racing Network. So why keep doing it? Why the hassle? Or is it, at the end of the day, it's still worth it because the things do materialize and you get to do these things?
It's certainly a hassle, and it's a headache, and it's a burden and everything else. But if you were one of the 55 people at KBM, would you want me to close the doors? There you have it. We try to take care of the families the best we can and do what we can to do that. But ultimately, there sometimes is a time when when the inevitable has to happen, or when you never want to see that happen. But certainly it's tough. I mean, we hate having to go through what we did, but this year was our most prosperous year of being in the business, and we had 4 teams. We had 82 employees or something like that. So, it was great to have that feeling of being able to take care of that many families for, call it 350 days, whatever it's been. But, you have to make sure that you don't go broke doing it.
Final question for Kyle in the corner, and then we'll hear from our poll setter.
Kyle, Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Darrell Walsh Jr. said that he's very pumped up about tomorrow's race. Says he's got a good truck starting in the top 10. Can you talk a little bit about working with Darrell Wallace and what you taught him to what to expect tomorrow in his first truck race, his Talladega? And do you expect him to return to KBM in 2014?
Darrell's been a great asset at KBM this year. His enthusiasm and his ethics and his work has been really fun to see. And, I think the team built around him has been really cool also with with the crew chief and everything else that we did. I think the chemistry there worked well. I think Jerry's been very good at being able to mentor young drivers like that before in the past, especially at MWR with their nationwide program. So, it's been fun to see him grow and mature this year into a Truck Series driver. I think he's been capable of running in the top 5 each and every week. He's certainly shown that here more recently and not getting caught up in stuff. But, as far as next year goes, right now we're waiting on the yes. I mean, we'd love to do it. We have the capability, obviously, to do it. We're just waiting on the renewal that he's coming back. I'd love to have him back. I think that, he can go into next year learning what he learned this year and go challenge for wins and even contend for, the championship. So we'll just have to see how all that plays out.